What's going on, guys? And it's Brandon back, and welcome to another BFR. Firstly, I'd like to thank you for all the support on the Power Rankings video. The views on that video have been flying up, so thank you all for... I've also gained a few subscribers from it, so thank you all so much for watching that video. It's put a lot of effort into it. Hopefully going to be doing one of those every single month, and it's only going to get better as time goes along, as it gets more intense and harder to place teams. Yeah, the Hawks won their first game. Did not expect it against Ottawa, because Ottawa was a team that I feel like they can get an easy win on. Well, the first news of that was that Marian Hossen night, which was supposed to be against Pittsburgh, versus Pittsburgh on November 9th, has been postponed. We don't know when. This was Game 10 versus the Ottawa Senators, November 1st at 7 p.m. Chicago wins 5-1, and they moved to 1-7-2. 20 more, and we're back in it. Shots were 31-30 Chicago, hits were 37-34 Ottawa, and faceoffs were 29-17 Chicago. Power play Chicago was 1 for 2. St. Louis, Ottawa was 0 for 4. That was last time. It was Fleury versus Murray, and that both Pittsburgh back-to-back Cup winning goaltenders. Fleury saves 29 out of 30 in his first win as a Blackhawk, and Murray saves 26 out of 31. And let's get this started. Kane was in. He finally came back, and what a night he had. Gaudette was out, and Kane put him. Johnson still out, so with an injury, and Kara and Borgstrom still on COVID protocol. Kane got tripped early in the first. Kane gets tripped, no call. It was by Stützle, and then Murphy tripped Stützle, and there was no call. Taze fans on a one-timer from Hagel. Hagel gets tripped, no call. Hagel gets a chance that was saved. Doc was tripped, no call. There were a lot of no calls early in this game. Then Formanton gets a breakaway, which would be saved. Tkachuk nearly scores on a rebound, but he fanned on it. That would have been a beautiful goal, but he just missed. Both teams were getting chances early, but Ottawa had the edge. And then Strome gets a chance. It would be saved on a 2-on-1. Then at 11:35, Chicago penalty to Phillips for roughing, which would be killed. The power play looked dangerous for Ottawa, so I was starting to get worried. And then after the first minute of the power play, it kind of cooled down, and they couldn't get into the zone. Ottawa started to take control at this point. Hawks have a couple of good chances, which are all saved by Murray. Kane was out for at least a 3-minute shift, because at 49.2, it's a Chicago goal. Chicago scores first, and it's Brandon Hagel with the second of the year from Kane and Taze to make it 1-0. So great way to end the period. And then we started the second period just as good as we ended the first one. As at 19:22, it's an Ottawa penalty to Batherson for holding. The power play looked good, because that's 17:51. It's a Chicago power play goal, and it's Patrick Kane, his second of the year, from Carpenter and Taze to make it 2-0. All Carpenter, Taze, and Kane were all in front, and Kane was able to get his stick on it and get it in. Then Hagel sold the call at 16:12, Ottawa penalty to Zub for interference. Hagel sold that perfectly. The power play looked good, but it didn't score. And then after being down 12 shots, the Hawks had come back and had a 2-shot lead. It was like 16-14 halfway through the period. Gustafsson had a 2.5-minute shift. He was able to get off. Dehan and DeBrincat had a chance that was blocked. Then there was a bad icing call against Ottawa. That was a horrific call. I'm not sure how that was icing. Hardman just misses. The Hawks were dominating play. Hawks throwing all kinds of lines together. There's no consistency in the lines, and it seemed to be working, because Ottawa didn't really know how to prep for each line, as every line was different. Fleury made a sprawling save. Hawks defense was actually not playing horrible. And then a horrible offside call would happen against Chicago. And then at 4:08, Chicago penalty to Doc for roughing, which would be killed. Hagel made a fantastic diving play to finish the kill. And we go right to the third period. 19:33, it's a Chicago goal on a delayed penalty from Brandon Hagel, his second of the night, to make it his third of the year, from Taze and Jones to make it 3-0, their first 3-goal lead of the season. And then 18:30, and that was a bad goal to give up before I move on to the next. Like, Hagel shot it, and it kind of just it felt like it was taking forever to get into the net. It was just like slowly drifted in, it felt like. Then at 18:38, it's a Chicago goal from Patrick Kane, his second of the night. 55 seconds later, with his third of the year, from Gustafsson and Kubalik, which tied his first goal of the game, tied Steve Larmer. This goal passed it, so he became third all-time in goals on Chicago, only behind Stan Mikita and Bobby Hull, which are two fantastic names in the hockey world. And then not even 20 seconds later, 19 seconds later, at 18-19, Ottawa goal by Alex Formenton, his second of the year, from Mete and Ennis to make it 4-1. Doc got a chance, and it's a breakaway goal at 12:43 from guess who? It's a Chicago goal from Patrick Kane, hat trick, fourth of the year from Kubalik, for him to make it 5-1. So, fantastic night for Kane. Makes it 5-1. That'd be the final goal. His hat trick, seventh hat trick of his career, and he had a 4-point night. So phenomenal game for Kane in his game back. Jones had a chance that just missed. 8:28 Chicago penalty to Strome for tripping, which would be killed. Then Ottawa barely missed the shot, and then Kershaw and Hardman had chances that were both saved, and Murray was trying to cover it. He got it. 1:50 left, Chicago penalty to Jones for tripping, which would be killed because of 35.1 seconds to go in the third. Ottawa penalty to Brown for tripping to make it 4-on-4. Doc got hit pretty hard, but he's fine. Formenton gets stood up by Fleury, and then fantastic save by Fleury. And then Fleury, 7 wins away from 500 wins, becoming the third goalie if he gets there to reach 500 wins. And then Kane has 4 points, 3 goals. Taves had 3 points, which were all assists, and Hagel had 2 goals. And a phenomenal game for Chicago. They need to repeat that about 20 times over if they want to get back in this playoff race. Because as we see here, it's heating up pretty good. Edmonton and Calgary are battling for best teams in the West, just like it's the 80s. We got Tampa's climbed. They've got almost the same record as Buffalo. Buffalo's got a few more wins. This division, there was only 3 games last night, so this division pretty much stayed the same. Ottawa loses. Detroit lost a couple in a row, so they moved down. Dallas has moved down. Colorado's kind of staying the same. Seattle and Vancouver both moved down. LA, Vegas, and Anaheim moved up. They're all pretty close there. Vegas has Carlson injured, so we'll see how that affects them. He's out for 6 weeks, so now they have 3 of their top 6 players out. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for celebrating the first Blackhawks win of the year with me. Should not have taken 10 games. Let's see if they can ride this momentum into tomorrow. They're playing Carolina again. Now they know what Carolina is like. And now they're playing them at home, so let's see if they can get another win here and start a little bit of a run to get back into this season. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all next time. Thank you for all the support. Have a good night.